Wouldn't that be nice if the judge didn't show?
We just have to wait. Mm-hmm. I guess we just have to wait.
Hey, my lawyer was telling me that she thought that the court was going to be held at the jail. And then I found out at the last minute yesterday that they want to do it this way. And I tried to get a hold of my lawyer. They're trying to set me up. They want me to default on this. My lawyer's secretary was supposed to call me, and she never did. And the only person in the whole county that's helped me, she's been the only honest person that I met. I've met so many dirtballs.
Well, even though we work for Lapeer CMH, Lapeer CMH isn't a part of, it's not like part of the county. We call it community mental health, but it's actually, it's a privately owned organization. Is
that right?
Yeah, it's not a state-owned organization.
How's that work with the county? It's a private organization?
Yeah, they have AICC, that's a state-run organization, and they're a therapy center in Lapeer as well, but Lapeer Community Mental Health is actually, they receive some state funding for some programs and stuff, but they're not owned by the county or anything like that. The name is kind of misleading because it's, Lapeer Community Mental Health, but it's not part of any kind of, government mandated organization or anything like that.
Maybe that's why you're totally different from the rest of the county, because I've been, every time I've encountered anybody, it's always been a bad experience. And that's just, when in 2016, when everything fell apart and I couldn't take my job offer, that's when I figured I'd go to, I thought I could get somebody in the state to look at my situation. I'm disabled, I have a right to have a job. I created a job for myself. I can take it, but I'm being stuck by bureaucracy. So I went all the way up to Governor Gretchen Whitmer. I got a phone call that I placed her last August. And I'm still waiting for a call back. And I talked to her. I talked to her secretary. The secretary said that someone for sure would get back with me within 48 hours. They never did. And then
phone back? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, but I mean, and then finally, and I've tried everybody else, finally they called back about 2 months ago. And we've been playing telephone tag ever since. I've talked to a bunch of her people, and they just, I guess they got a lot of problems. The mayor, the governor, there's like 26 sheriffs want to arrest her.
Really?
Did you hear about that?
No, that doesn't surprise me at all. I did hear about there was a lot of police that were not following the orders or whatever.
Hey, this is coming in.
So let me just ask my question. I'm sorry. Thank you, Judge. I'm sorry.
Yes.
And it's pushing back out of the meeting for some reason. Start yet. Sounds like they're talking about the things too much.
I hope my lawyer read some of my stuff because it's a open check like case. It's a joke. Is it too cold in there?
Oh no, I just have this on because it's cold at my work. We're kind of like 60 degrees in there.
Are they telling you anything at work about what's happening in the government?
No.
No. Did you hear about Seattle? That 6 square block area, they Antifa took over.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, Your Honor, coming start, hearing on behalf of
I asked you about this. I asked you about this a month ago, Colleen.
And I explained that the law had gone into effect, but that in fact it is not in effect. So you are not allowed to record hearings. They are, however, available via YouTube, live on YouTube. So you can find them online.
I can get a copy of the. I can get a copy of this on YouTube. Is that what you're saying?
Live on YouTube right now. Okay.
But you can't record some hearing. If it's done live on YouTube, you can request a transcript of the hearing, but you can't record the hearing. That's not allowed.
I thought, Colleen, didn't you say effective May 1st? I can record in court.
No, that is not the status at this time. There have been many things that were discussed, but that was not what was put in place. What was put in place is that the proceedings are live on YouTube. You can't record them and then put them on any other social media or other platform. But right now, live on YouTube.
You're saying it is being recorded live right now?
We are exposing the proceedings, a transcript, just like always. It's recorded. Whatever Gunny says, the questions we answer, that's all recorded, and it can be transcribed where you can read like a book what happens in court. But you can't record and then post the court proceedings. They are available right now to the public. Anybody can put it on YouTube and watch it right now. But just like you couldn't come into a courtroom right now and pull out your camera and record what's going on here in the courtroom. That was never allowed.
So I guess you're saying that I can get a copy of this?
You can get a copy of the transcript. If you pay for a copy of the transcript and a stenographer types out every word that is said in court, and then it's part of the court record, anyone, in fact, prosecutors and legislators, many times will order a transcript. But you don't just record it and then use it. You can't, that's not the way the court rules allow. So you need to put your camera away and stop recording. Or you are using really impossible to tell.
Okay, fine.
Understand this, Mr. Witness?
I think so. I thought Colleen said that May 1st I could bring cameras into the courtroom. And I notified her about 3 times that I intended on bringing cameras, and I also was going to bring in a helper. And I never got any kind of response whatsoever. So if I'm not allowed to use the camera, then this is the first time I've heard, ma'am.
Apparently there was a failure to communicate on that issue. You're not allowed to record court proceedings, and I don't know where you thought that was appropriate endeavor, but it is not recorded. But we do record what you said, and that can be transcribed. But nobody is allowed to just make recording in court. In fact, there's signs that say you can. Many courts don't even allow cell phones into the courtroom because they don't want people making up their own transcripts. It has to be done by someone certified to do that. So there's no mistake of what was said or how it was said or the order in which it was said. So there we have it. Thank you for putting your camera away, Mr. Schwartz, and we'll proceed as you put it back to the questions you made.
now.
Batteries are running low. You got your charger?
Yep.
I got it. Is this, ma'am, is this court, is this going to be a, when's it going to trial? When is this going to trial? This has been dragging on for 8 months, ma'am. I'm living in an uninhabitable house, and I told Colleen Starr when I first met her in October that I would never get a fair justice with you, Judge Barnard, and I asked for a court hearing for a trial right from the start. This is just dragging on, and I'm living in an uninhabitable house. I got to move out of this house. Why is this a probable cause hearing 8 months into this system? What is habeas corpus? Oh, she just cut me off.
Okay, well that's it then. I think.
There is no law. There is no law.
What did she say? Did she say anything before she cut you off?
I don't even know. I don't know. This is probable cause. Probable cause is supposed to happen last October. Do you know what habeas corpus is?
Yeah, it's
Speedy trial. The thing is, I investigated all this. The probable cause hearing is 3 to 5 days after the arraignment, and the judge, the magistrate, is supposed to assign the probable cause hearing and the preliminary exam hearing dates at time of the arraignment. That was in October.
Yeah.
He was supposed to make both those dates that time, so this couldn't happen, dragged out for 8 months. And what he only did is he gave the probable cause date, and it's been dragging on ever since. And I've investigated habeas corpus, and I'm right about that, and they're just ignoring that.
Do you want to try to get back on, or does it
Yeah,
sound
they
like
want to. I don't know what's going on. I didn't cut them off. You're afraid of me.
Let's see here.
My lord. GoPro, stop videoing.
During your appointment, did you come to know a original? We've had previous calls out to his residence. We've had several contacts with him, and several police calls dealing with that. One more. Your Honor, it would appear that the defendant was appearing on Zoom with his camera pointed at the computer screen and maybe recording these proceedings.
Mr. Shorts, you can't record these proceedings. They are available live on YouTube, but you can't record them. You understand that, sir?
She talking to me?
Yes.
I didn't.
Talking to you, Richard. You have to put your GoPro camera down. You are not allowed to record these hearings. They are available, however, live on YouTube, and you can find it there. But you are not allowed to record these proceedings.
I asked you about this. I asked you about this a month ago, Colleen.
And I explained that the law had gone into effect, but that, in fact, it is not in effect. So you are not allowed to record the hearings. They are, however, available via YouTube, live on YouTube. So you can find them online.
I can get a copy of the. I can get a copy of this on YouTube. Is that what you're saying?
It's live on YouTube right now,
Live
Richard.
on YouTube at this time. But you can't record the court's hearings. It's done live on YouTube. You can request a transcript of the hearing, but you can't record the hearing. That's not allowed.
I thought, Colleen, didn't you say effective May 1st? I can record in court.
No, that is not the status at this time. There have been many things that were discussed, but that was not what was put in place. What was put in place is that these proceedings are live on YouTube. You can't record them and then put them on any other social media or other platform, but it's right now live on YouTube.
You're saying it is being recorded live right now?
We are recording the proceedings, a transcript, just like always. It's recorded. What everybody says, the questions, the answers, that's all recorded, and it can be transcribed where you can read like a book what happened in court, but you can't record and then post the court proceedings. They are available right now to the public. Anybody can put it on YouTube and watch it right now. But just like you couldn't come into a courtroom right now and pull out your camera and record what's going on here in the courtroom. That was never allowed.
So I guess you're saying that I can get a copy of this?
You can get a copy of the transcript. If you pay for a copy of the transcript and a stenographer types out every word that is said in court, and then it's part of the court record, anyone, in fact, the prosecutors and defense lawyers many times will order a transcript. But you don't just record it and then use it. You can't, that's not the way the court rules allow. So you need to put your camera away and stop recording. Let's learn. You're looking at a possible contempt trial.
Okay, fine.
You understand this sequence?
I think so. I thought Colleen said that May 1st I could bring cameras into the courtroom, and I notified her about 3 times that I intended on bringing cameras, and I also was going to bring in a helper, and I never got any kind of response whatsoever. So if I'm not allowed to use the camera, then this is the first time I've heard, ma'am.
Okay, well, apparently there was a failure to communicate on that issue. You're not allowed to record court proceedings, and I don't know where you thought that was an appropriate endeavor, but it is not recorded. But we do record what is said, and that can be transcribed. But nobody is allowed to just make a recording in court. In fact, there's signs that say
I've been to his house several times. If I ask you to look over your shoulder, can I give it the video screen? He knows whether or not it's working out the sort. That is, I just can't remember what the officer and what the
Record also indicated that.
all right, now, draw your attention back on September 7th, 2019. Yeah, September 7th. Did you look up Mr. Schwartz's deed information? Yes. He checked his deed information to see if he was a valid driver and if he had any warrants. That he knew he could afford out of Oakland County. You know whether or not he had a valid license back then? Yes. His license was expired on September 7th. Now, the next day, were you working the next day on September the 8th? Yes, I was. Did you come across Virginia Allen's work? Yes, I did. When did you come across it? I was pulling out of the family apartment home, which was across from the trailer park. I was certainly walking to his vehicle. I waited for him to come out. Initiated a traffic stop.
I can't hear very well.
Do you want my headphones?
Yeah. And after you pulled over, what did you do? I approached the vehicle. I asked him for his driver's license, whether he agreed to a picture. Supplied them. Over it over. Whether you need to get your driver's license. You know, when you work or even with a fine identification. Then he mentioned, you know, he opened the window to start the service.
Is this, ma'am, is this going to be when's it going to trial? When is this going to trial? This has been dragging on for 8 months, ma'am. I'm living in an uninhabitable house, and I told Colleen Starr when I first met her in October that I would never get a fair justice with you, Judge Barnard, and I asked for a court hearing for a trial right from the start. This is just dragging on, and I'm living in an uninhabitable house. I gotta move out of this house. Why is this a probable cause hearing 8 months into this system? What is habeas corpus? No, she just cut me off.
Okay, well that's it then. I think.
There is no law. There is no law.
What did she say? Did she say anything before she cut you off?
I don't even know. They're saying, I don't know. This is probable cause. Probable cause is supposed to happen last October. Do you know what habeas corpus is?
Yeah, it's
Speedy trial. The thing is, I investigated all this. The probable cause hearing is 3 to 5 days after the arraignment, and the judge, the magistrate is supposed to assign the probable cause hearing and the preliminary exam hearing dates at time of the arraignment. That was in October. He was supposed to make both those dates that time, so this couldn't happen, dragged out for 8 months. And what he only did is he gave the probable cause date, and it's been dragging on ever since. And I've investigated habeas corpus, and I'm right about that, and they're just ignoring that.
Do you want to try to get back on, or did it sound
they
like
want to. I don't know what's going on. I didn't cut them off. They're afraid of me. My lawyer told me that as of May 1st I could record in court, and it says it. I don't know if it says it here. There's somewhere on some document said that you have to contact the judge ahead of time to notify them if you want to use the camera. What, these people, they're that sensitive, they get hurt that bad that they're gonna cut me off?
It could be. It says on here, the court has the right to terminate the call proceeding if the video experience is not acceptable.
Yeah, because I'm fighting it.
Or maybe because you said, oh yeah, they just removed you out of there when you tried to join again.
When
So
I
I
tried
guess-
to what?
That thing that just popped up right there said that you were removed from the queue. So I guess they're done. I suggest calling Colleen and see what's going on. That's going to have to be your next step, I guess.
She's not gonna help me.
Well, she can at least answer about what's happening
No,
after today.
this is all wrong. Judge Barnard makes her own laws up. This isn't even a justice whatsoever.
I definitely understand your frustration.
Well, I'm telling you something, Matt. You're a young man. Do you understand our country's falling apart?
I've understood that my whole life, really. I feel like.
My case relies on the constitutional rights of habeas corpus. What is habeas corpus? No man shall be arrested or imprisoned except by lawful judgment of his peers and the law of the land. It's which criminal defendants sought to uphold their civil rights against illegal state action. Habeas corpus is used to determine preliminary matters in criminal cases such as the failure to provide for a speedy trial or hearing. It is ensured that the executive branch could not hold people without cause. The right to bring action. An action for habeas corpus to inquire into the cause of detention may be brought by or on behalf of any person restrained of his liberty within this state under any pretense whatsoever. Any judge who willfully or corruptly refuses or neglects to consider an application, action, or motion for habeas corpus is guilty of malfeasance in office. Any court or judge empowered to grant the writ of habeas corpus shall, upon proper application, grant the preliminary writ or in order to show cause without delay, unless the party applying therefore is not entitled to the writ. Habeas corpus. A prisoner defined. The term prisoner is used in connection with habeas corpus means the person whose behalf the writ is issued, such as any other persons alleged to be restrained of their liberty. This is a code for criminal procedure. The magistrate, before any person is arraigned on a charge of having committed a felony, shall set a date for a probable cause conference hearing to be held not less than 7 days or more than 14 days after the date of arraignment, and a date for a preliminary examination of not less than 5 days or more than 7 days after the date of the probable cause conference. The dates for the probable cause conference and preliminary exam shall be set at time of arraignment. The magistrate, Delling, was supposed to set the date for the preliminary exam hearing, but never did. I'm sorry, he was supposed to set the date for the preliminary exam. Yes, that's it.
The magistrate was supposed to set the date for the preliminary hearing, but never did. And Lapeer County District Court is using this to drag this case on forever and ever, and forcing me to stay incarcerated in a fire hazard home with no way to escape before my evidence of Lapeer County employee gross negligence becomes public in a trial. I was arraigned on 10/1. The magistrate set up a probable cause hearing conference for 10/14, but it did not set up a date for the preliminary exam 5 to 7 days later. Why? This case could have been settled 6 months ago, but the magistrate, Michael Delling, failed to file his paperwork properly. That's what I wrote to my court-appointed attorney, Colleen Starr.